Hello and welcome to IP Study video lectures. Today we are going to discuss chapter number 12 of grade 6 social science. The chapter name is Urban Local Government. In our previous chapter we studied about the Panchayati Raj institution. The Panchayati Raj institution governs the villages in our country. It looks after all the basic needs of villages. Similarly, in cities and towns also we need a local body which look after the local needs of the people. But as we know, cities and towns have their own unique problems. Think about traffic, think about pollution, think about problems like solid waste management. All these problems are more in cities as compared to villages. So to meet these unique challenges, you need a different kind of a local body. In villages and cities both, we need more and more people to participate in the process of decision making. This of course is called as participatory democracy, where we want people to participate in the process of decision making. While it is easier to do so in villages where people have you can say better sense of belongingness, they know about each other, they are more active in the local problems. In cities and towns, it is a little difficult to involve people in the decision making because they are more busy as compared to people in villages. So, how this happens? It happens through urban local bodies which make sure that people are involved in the community, in all the issues of the community. We will look at this table just to revise how the structure of government works in India. At the topmost level, we have the central government. Then we have the state government, and then we have the local government which functions differently in the rural and urban areas. In the rural areas, we already discussed in the previous chapter, we have the Jila Parishad at the top, then there is Panchayat Samiti and the Gram Panchayat, right? But in cities and towns, because they are of different nature, we have different local bodies like Municipal Corporation, Municipal Council and Nagar Panchayat. So we are going to discuss these local bodies in this particular chapter. Now let us look at the structure of these urban local bodies. So no matter which urban local body we are talking about, the structure more or less remains the same. These urban local bodies are divided into wards, and these wards in each of these wards we elect the ward members. These ward members, with the help of the committees, look after the specific needs of that particular ward, right? So they basically organize different campaigns, like it could be a blood donation camp, it could be cleanliness campaign and so on. Depending on the problem of that particular ward, different activities are planned and different problems and issues that are there for the particular ward, they are being solved, right? The urban local bodies are mainly of three types. First, we have municipal corporation or the Mahanagar Palika. So a municipal corporation is there for very large cities. Cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Jaipur, where the population is more than 10 lakh. So to manage the affairs of such a large area, we need a large body, and for this we have municipal corporation. Here is a photo of for the Municipal Corporation of Delhi office. Then we have Municipal Council, also called the Nagar Palika. These bodies are functional for cities which have population between 1 lakh to 10 lakh. So these are again large areas, but not as large as municipal corporation. And then we have the Nagar Panchayats. These are functional for towns. What exactly a town is? A town is actually a transitional area. So a town is neither a village nor a city. It is somewhere in between. So it has both the characteristics of a village and that of a city. But with the development activities happening in that particular town, it is slowly transitioning into becoming a city. So India has many towns, and for these towns we have town panchayats or nagar panchayat, right? So now we will discuss about municipal corporation in detail. So municipal corporation operates in areas which have population of more than 10 lakhs, right? And the number of elected members in a municipal corporation varies from 50 to 100. But sometimes the area can be so big, such as Delhi and Mumbai, where we have more than 100 members as well, right? Now the head of a municipal corporation is known as Mahapaur or mayor. So the mayor is the leader of the winning party in the municipal corporation elections. Now apart from the mayor, there is also a deputy mayor who is responsible in case the mayor is absent for some reason, right? Apart from these members, there are also aldermen. Now who are these aldermen? These are the experienced members in that area. Now these could be very reputed doctors, advocates, engineers in that area who have some kind of expertise. So from time to time they give advice to the ward members on how to administer the particular constituency, right? So they play a very important role in running of the municipal corporation. Talking about the members only, we also have 1/3 seats reserved for members of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and OBCs. Also 1/3 seats are reserved for women as well. We talk about the chief executive officer of the municipal corporation. Now this person is called the municipal commissioner. Basically, a chief executive officer or a CEO is the person who is taking care of the day-to-day needs. This person is appointed by the state government. So this person has some kind of experience in the decision making process, because you see, a mayor or other ward members are elected on the basis of popularity. They are the popular members in that village who people want to see in power, but they may not have the experience in executing the day-to-day policies. So here we have the municipal commissioner, who is an experienced person, who is a very qualified person. So that person is nominated, is appointed by the state government for this purpose, right? Yes. So different kind of activities, different kind of departments are there under the municipal corporation: sanitation, education, basic health care. So all these are divided into different departments and they are being taken care of through the help of different committees. Now a municipal corporation is elected for a period of 5 years, right? Like most of the positions in our country, a municipal corporation is also elected for 5 years. But in case there is lack of if the municipal corporation is not working properly or there is lack of majority, then it can actually be dissolved. In such a scenario, the fresh election should happen within 6 months, right? So if a municipal corporation is winded up within 2 years or 2 or 3 years, then within 3 months of that time that it is dissolved, you need fresh elections to get the new members of the municipal corporation. All right. Now, the Madras Corporation, also known as the Greater Chennai Corporation, was formulated in the year 1688. So this shows to you that the concept of local governance in our country is not very new. Yes, we discussed in the previous chapter as well that it was after 1992 that the local government got, you can say it got its legal recognition, the constitutional recognition. But even before that, municipal corporation corporations were functional in our country, and the Madras Corporation is considered as the oldest among them all, right? Now here is a wonderful case study about the achievements of the Indore Municipal Corporation. Now, if you look at news, you might have heard that Indore is considered as the cleanest city in the country. And it's not just for 1 year, in fact, since 2017. So now 9 years in a row, Indore has been rewarded as the cleanest city in the country. And how have they achieved this great achievement? Well, we will study about that. And it is truly a great achievement because Indore was not as clean from the beginning. They had a plague, they had their own diseases spreading, but because the Municipal Corporation of Indore was determined on making their city clean, and the people were also supportive, they were also motivated by the government to do so, the results are there for everyone to see. For so many years, it has now been considered as the cleanest city, right? So it's a, we will discuss the points here. Swachh Bharat success. So definitely our Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, which was started around this time only. So they understood the importance of this program by the central government, and they incorporated the changes in the day-to-day work on how they can make their city more clean. So one of the most important ways in which they did it was effective segregation and collection. So segregation is very important, where we see the waste that we produce is not similar in nature, right? There is dry waste, wet waste, there is biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. At many places that you see different colored dustbins, right? In fact, in Indore, there are 6 kind of dustbins for 6 kind of waste. Why this is important? Because if you are able to segregate your waste properly, you are going to manage it in a better way, right? Like biodegradable waste can be used, can be decomposed to produce manure. And non-biodegradable waste, if there is metals and other things, you can extract them out and recycle those things. You can manufacture new things from those waste material. So if we actually segregate our waste in a better way, then we can manage it in a better manner. And otherwise, it is a huge expense. It is a huge, physically also it is very difficult to segregate the waste when it is piled together. So if we develop the habit of segregating it from the beginning, then it becomes easier for it to be managed, right? Now, many kinds of waste can also be used to produce energy. So the Indore Corporation, Municipal Corporation realized this, and they tried to use the waste to produce energy. So many non-biodegradable waste can be used for this purpose. So they realized that and executed it. Then the Smart City Digital Initiative. So basically they have developed an app. Through this app, they help the people of the city to be aware about the different programs of the municipal corporation, and also for digital payments and all these things. So they have integrated technology in the daily lives of people. So that also improves the transactions, improves the you can say experience of the person living in Indore, where that person has access to everything. Active community involvement. Now this is very important if you want to bring any change anywhere. You want the people of that place be part of the change. See, initially when the Municipal Corporation of Indore started their wanted to improve the garbage collection, they actually imposed small fines on people who were not doing that, who were not segregating their waste. But with time, you did not really need to impose those small fines. People did it from their own heart, and when year after year the city got the cleanest city award the recognition, so that inspired people of that region. So public campaigns like Rang De Indore, they play a huge role in spreading that kind of awareness, in developing a sense of belongingness for your city. So these kind of things go a long way, where of course you cannot bring a change just by yourself, just by making a law. You want people to follow that law, not because that they are they have to pay fine, not because they are scared, but because of love. That thing should come from within, the love for the city. So if that happens, we will see many more examples like Indore, where they were able to deal with the problem of cleanliness in such a grand way. Now we will discuss about the second major form of urban local bodies, and that is municipal council, also known as Nagar Nigam. Now municipal council, as we discussed, it is for the population of 1 lakh to 10 lakh, and it has the same kind of scenario where 33% seats are reserved for women, and also seats reserved for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. The functions performed are similar. All the problems that there in the cities related to sanitation, water supply, electricity generation, so all these local problems are dealt with the municipal council. And yes, if the municipal council again elected for 5 years, but if it is dissolved before its time, then fresh elections need to happen within 6 months of the time. So next we move to Nagar Panchayat. Nagar Panchayat is again a type of urban local body. As we discussed, it is for the towns. Towns are the transitional areas which are transitioning from being a rural place, from being a village to a city, right? So for such cities you have, for such towns you have your own unique problems. So keeping those in mind, we have set up Nagar Panchayats. So I hope you know which kind of local body is present in your region. Maybe you can tell us, you can share with your friends and your teachers which kind of local body is there. If you are living in a village, then it must be a Gram Panchayat. If you are living in some kind of city or town, try to know who are the members who are involved and what kind of bodies are there in your area. Now these are some common functions and responsibilities of urban local bodies that we are going to discuss briefly. So the first common function is infrastructure management. Infrastructure can include the roads, the parks, all the public places which are important for people, right? They provide different utilities, and if they are managed well, the entire transport network, the communication network of the city improves, right? So that is very important for any region, that their infrastructure is actually good, and it not only need to be made, it also needs to be managed, right? So if a street light is broken, it has to be fixed on time. If the road is broken or it is not in a proper shape, then it has to be reconstructed. So all these things are ongoing. It's not like you spend it once and it will stay there forever. So from time to time you need to ensure that parks, street lights, roads, they are maintained as well. So that is one of the important tasks. The urban local bodies also provide for public services, such as providing for cremation sites or burial grounds when people pass away, right? So these services are important for the religious sentiments of people, so they need to be provided to the people. Waste management, very important. As we discussed earlier also, urban settlements have this particular problem where garbage is piled up in a way that it is so difficult to be managed, because more garbage is produced and the population in these areas are normally in excess. And then there are slum areas as well, where there are very small houses and more garbage is excreted out, and there is no proper functioning, no proper management in many places. So that is a very important task of the urban local bodies, to manage the different kinds of waste. Then comes implementation of government schemes. Now the central government as well as the state government start a lot of schemes for the welfare of people. But many a times it happens that people are not aware about these schemes. Just we took example of how Swachh Bharat was a mission that was started by the Prime Minister, it was done by the central government, but how it was going to be implemented, it was decided by the Indore Municipal Corporation. So the local bodies have to make sure that the government schemes or any government program is executed well at the lowermost levels, right? So that is the main task of the local bodies, that they have to make sure that the things are implemented. Local tax collection. So taxes are paid by the people to the government so that the government can manage the stuff in a proper way. So local taxes are collected and not just collected, they are also need to be managed. So they have to decide on what purpose are they going to spend this money. So that is a very important task. Then monitoring and enforcement. So here you have to make sure that there is no illegal kind of building, there is no illegal stuff happening within the city. There is proper law and order. So all those things need to be managed by the local bodies as well. Economic and social planning. So economic and social planning will include making sure that the people in that particular city or town are getting enough employment opportunities or educational opportunities so that they can do better for themselves. So if you understand that there is some kind of scope, like you can do something to improve the agriculture of that region or to help the industries that are being set up in that region, you will try to follow those policies. Moving to the next topic, citizen grievance redressal. So it can happen that you are not satisfied with any of the services provided by the municipal commission in your area. What can you do in that regard? Well, first of all, you can go to the municipal office only, where you can find the complaint. If you are not happy with the feedback that you have got there from the municipal office, then you can always go to the ward councillor of your area. So in most of the cases you will find that the ward councillor is able to resolve your problem, but if the ward councillor is not able to resolve, then you will go to the municipal commissioner, right? So municipal commissioner, as we know, is the head of the municipal corporation. So you can file a case to the municipal commissioner, where the municipal commissioner will try to resolve the problem in his or her best ability. And still, if you are not able to get a solution from it, then you can file a PIL or a public interest litigation. Now what is a PIL? A PIL is basically is filed to a court where you say that there is a problem in your area and that is not getting resolved. Normally a public interest litigation is on the matters of public interest, like if there is lack of good bus service in your area, or water is not good in taste, or electricity issues, or the parks in your area are not clean. So it is not bothering just you, it is bothering all the people of the particular area. So for issues of public interest, a public interest litigation can be filed in the court of law and that issue can be resolved, right? Here Justice Bhagwati is considered as the father of the public interest litigation. So he was the judge who made sure that this legislation came into India where people can be benefited out of it. So it is true that we can have a grievance with the way municipal commission is working, and we have a very good mechanism to resolve that problem as well. But in no case should we resort to violence. In no case we should express our views in a way which is dangerous for the people around us, right? So we should follow the peaceful manner to protest, peaceful manner to get our grievance resolved. Moving to the next topic, it is about solid waste management. What exactly is solid waste management? it basically means how we manage our waste in the best way possible. In many cities, you will see some harmful ways in which the waste is managed. You will see that in the low-lying areas, heaps of garbage is collected. These are called landfills, and they are dangerous for the people who are living nearby. There is foul smell. It is not good for your, just to see that landfill, it is not good for that. And of course, the most lethal one, it is a place where many mosquitoes breed and they spread diseases in the city. So landfilling is bad, and then burning the garbage or throwing it, dumping it into the water bodies is another harmful way. Garbage disposal is a very important process. It is not just the local bodies which will take care of this, it is the people also who are going to help the local bodies in doing so. How can we do it? As we discussed before, segregation is very important. So throwing waste into proper dustbins, and we have different colored dustbins for different kinds of waste, so we have to throw it in the right manner. We should make sure that we do not litter our waste. So whether it is outside our house or in a public place or outside the house of our neighbors, we should make sure that there is no littering. Then we have to make sure that there is proper garbage collection. So the municipal corporations send their people to collect the waste, and they do it through different iron trolleys as well. So we have to make sure that we dispose our waste in the proper way, making sure that it is being collected regularly, and also putting it in dustbins and iron trolleys where the waste is supposed to be collected and it is supposed to be managed in the right manner. So what are the benefits of solid waste management? It is very simple. First of all, we are going to do something good for the environment. If the waste that we, if we segregate it properly, and if that waste is used properly, it can be recycled. And through that recycling process, new products can be made, and it is sustainable for the environment as well. And of course, for us, the spread of diseases, spread of different kind of, epidemics can be prevented if we manage our waste in the right manner, right? So we can control pollution, we can protect our health as well, and we can also protect the environment if we manage our waste in the right manner. Now that we have read about the urban local bodies, we will have a short comparison between the urban and the rural local bodies. So we will see them on various parameters. First of all, the scope of government. First of all, the scope of governance. Here we see that the urban local bodies functions in large cities and other urban settlements, whereas the rural local bodies function in villages and other small rural settlements. Then talking about the different governing bodies, so in the urban areas we have the municipal council, municipal commission and the Nagar Panchayat, whereas in rural local government we have the Panchayati Raj institution, including of the Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti and the Zilla Parishad. Talking about the leadership in the urban local bodies, we see that the mayor is the head of the municipal corporation, whereas if we look at the local bodies, we see that the Sarpanch is head of the Gram Panchayat. Looking at the major responsibilities, now services like education, health, they are common among both, but when we talk about urban areas in particular, we see that even public transport is very important, waste management, urban planning, these are some important functions of the urban local bodies. Talking about the villages, we can see the functions of sanitation becomes very important, focusing on the primary needs of the people, village infrastructure, so these are the important responsibilities. Talking about the public involvement, in urban local bodies, it is the representatives who are more involved in the decision making process. But when we talk about the rural local bodies, the villages, we see that the panchayat meetings are very important, where people normally are together in one particular location and they decide for the fate of that village. So that happens less in cities and towns and more in villages. Talking about the budgets, now municipal corporations normally have large budgets. Not just municipal corporation, but any urban local body normally has large budgets because more people live in that area and the needs are also very diverse. Whereas if you look at the Panchayati Raj institutions, then they normally function on very small budgets. So even the source of tax collection is more in case of urban local bodies, whereas the local taxes that are there in villages are normally less in number. So that is another huge difference between the two. Then comes the population size. As discussed before, the urban local bodies normally cover a large number of people, especially if we talk about municipal corporation. The number of people under one municipal corporation exceeds 10 lakhs, whereas if you look at rural local bodies, then they actually cater to small number of people. Talking about departments and sectors, we see that the urban local bodies are more departmentalized. It means that there are different departments for different needs. Whereas if you look at rural local bodies, they do not have those clear-cut departments. Yes, you can in charge one member of the panchayat for one task and another for another task, but that there is no proper departmentalization as is in the case of municipal bodies, especially the large ones. And then talking about the development goals, the goal in urban areas is more of modernization, where you want to make smart cities, you want to make sure that more and more technology is used. Whereas when you talk about the rural local government, their focus is more on the rural livelihood, the rural problems of the people, the day-to-day problems of the people, right? So both have different functions depending on the kind of problems are there in cities and villages, and because the problems are different in both the areas, the solutions are also different. The nature of the rural and urban local bodies are also different. But yes, one thing is very common among the two. We want to encourage participatory kind of democracy. We want to encourage grassroots democracy, where more and more people take part in the decision making process, because if that happens, then our democracy is truly strengthened. And we want, in a country as large as us, in a population as large, as huge as ours, we want that more and more people should be part of the decision making process, right? So I hope you enjoyed this chapter, and we will meet again in the next video lecture.